Welcome to the Kevin Wildes Podcast Network. Again, quick update. Our current events podcast, what is going on, is moving to Tuesdays, while our pop culture podcast moving to Fridays, and our new podcast, I read a book and I need to tell somebody about it, is going to move to Saturdays, taping on Wednesdays. Right now is our sports podcast, a little bit of story time with Kansas City Royals first baseman, all-around great guy.
Can you have my wife on that podcast about
Which
the book?
one? Reading a book?
Because she's reading, and I don't care about the books that she's reading.
What book is she reading?
A ton. She goes through like a book every week. I don't know the names, anything. She'll name me characters.
That's the problem. Sometimes you have a book, and I ask my wife, I want to talk about the book, and she says no. And then she asked me if I wanted to hear about her book. She also says no. I also want the sort of intellectual cachet of like, I read a book.
But do you read on like Kindle or
no, a real book?
Paperbacks. My wife's on Kindle, and I think she's lame for it. Get a real book.
Better than the audiobook people.
Yeah,
in the grand
agree.
scheme of things.
Agree.
Like my other buddy's like, I read that. I'm like, how do you read so many books?
Driving and listening
Just
to
driving
it?
and listening.
Yeah, right. So you're listening to a
on
podcast?
2X.
Yeah.
Get out of town. Quick Storytime podcast with Vinnie. So I'm going to tell you a story, and I would like your reaction to it.
Okay.
I feel like every American boy thinks that they can play in Major League Baseball from, I don't know when that dream kind of is seated. And for 99.9% of people, it has a point where you realize you can't. So for me, I was 13 years old in a preseason game. We're at Westside Middle School. And I'm up, and Calvin McCoy is pitching. Calvin McCoy is 15. Great guy, nice guy. He winds up, full wind up, and throws a fastball directly at my head, and going to go into my ear or temple, to which I obviously dive down on the ground, covered in dirt. That then breaks and is called a strike. And he's laughing. The catcher's laughing. The umpire is laughing. I'm a little bit laughing. I stand up. I dust myself off. And I realize at that moment that my baseball career is effectively over. It was a very like, oh, this is not going to happen. I will never be able to hit that pitch. And that is the common, every kid has that story, except for a select few people. What is the opposite of that story? Does that make sense?
So are you indirectly asking me when I knew I could play in the major leagues?
Yeah. Or like, do you keep the childhood story going?
Kind
or
of.
Is there a point where you're like, oh, I can actually do it?
Well, this doesn't answer your question, but I'm going to tell the story anyway. I thought I had that moment this year.
Well, this year you're on the Royals.
No, but I thought I had it in April because I sucked so bad at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. It was kind of my rock bottom. And I go up to my phone. I text my dad and I say, I don't know this is the first time in my life I have no idea what's going on. Like, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's over.
Get out.
This is the middle of a game.
Hold on, you're on your phone texting your dad in the middle of the game.
Yeah. So when I DH, like I have a pretty not strict routine, but I know what I'm doing. So like I typically will have an at bat. I go up to grab a water.
Mm-hmm.
See if my dad and I talk a lot about my at bats. So if I'm DHing, a lot of times we'll regroup about.
And was he with you like the whole process? I assume.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Big,
throwing you 1,000.
Big time. Yep. So we'll just talk about the at bat real quick, and then I'll check my bat speed and some different things that you can see now live. I'll go check it. Be like, okay, box checked, everything.
Yeah.
Head back to the dugout. Or I lift a lot during games when I DH, so I'll go to the gym, whatever it is.
Sick. That's like some macho stuff.
So that happened this year to me. But
okay.
Then, we picked it up. And
so what did your dad say?
Well, at that moment, he was like, I don't have anything to offer you because it was so bad. Like, it was just so bad. I was doing things very uncharacteristic of what I normally do. So, yeah, it was tough. But
did you unlock something mechanically, or was it like a mental thing how did you just break out of it?
I think it was like all of the above. It was everything. I tried everything. I changed bat colors. I changed batting gloves. I changed cleats. I changed I changed everything. I changed hats, uniforms, whatever it was. did whatever I could to break out of it.
That's kind of awesome. That's a great story. Great job. So I've spent a decent amount of time watching, professional baseball.
It is legal to be on your phone, by the way. It's legal to.
No.
It actually used to not be, but they
Really?
just
To be
changed
on
the
your
rule this
phone?
year. Yeah, because of all the cheating and like being able to, I don't know, steal signs or something. But all the TVs are tape delayed, like 45 seconds.
Oh, I
in
didn't
the
know
clubhouse
that.
anyway.
But you can go review your at bat.
You can
right?
go review your at bat, but they have iPads in the dugout that you could do it on too.
I assume that was legal.
So yes, it is okay that
All right, good.
I'm not doing anything illegal on my phone.
All right, no, I assumed it.
Just want to know.
It's funny, like just going back to like playing baseball. Do you have any kids yet? No. Okay, but recently married. Congratulations.
Thank you. 2 years ago. Thanks.
In the grand scheme of things, I think that's
recent.
Yeah. Normal person playing baseball. As a kid, you play, and then you stop playing, and then you just don't play, or it goes drops down and goes like this, and then you have a kid that starts playing baseball, and all of a sudden you're playing more baseball than you ever have in your entire life.
You got some guys from college that live up here that still play in men's league, so they are still whatever that is, they're still chasing.
They're back at it. So now I'm like going through it, like sort of this whole youth baseball thing, and I always have sort of wondered. In youth baseball, sometimes it's just like the bigger kid does better. Like baseball is, at youth levels, bigger, faster, stronger usually works. And I looked up your perfect game measurements. So it's funny just to see, like, I just kind of went through them and wrote them down. I think it says 6'2". It might say 6'2", 170. I can't read my writing. 6'3", 180. 6'3", 180. 6'4", 200, 6'4", 210, all in perfect game. Did you find that you were just sort of a great natural baseball player who got physically bigger, or once you got bigger, you became a better player? Does that make sense?
So I was just like a good player. Like I did the little things right. I played hard. I was just good, but I didn't have any power. You
had no power.
No. So I didn't really develop any power until my junior year of college, which a lot of that had to do with weight gain. When I was 210, that would have been my sophomore year of college, and then I came back at 250.
But in high school, you weren't like smashing the ball?
No. I think the most homers I hit in high school in 1 year was 5. I committed to college as more of a pitcher than I did a hitter. So I was a good hitter. In high school, I think I hit my best year, my junior year, I think I hit 537. So it was very good, but it was only 5 homers. So it wasn't like there was a ton of home runs happening. You hear all these stories of some of these guys in the major leagues, but you told me to tell stories.
Yeah, that's good. No, they're good.
So we're in Fort Myers, Florida. I'm a sophomore in high school, I believe. And I want to say my perfect game ranking was I was 10th in the state at first base or something like that.
In Virginia.
Yep. And we're taking batting practice. It's right before the semifinals, I believe. And the team was the East Cobb something. They were dark orange, the Texas Longhorns colors. And Will Benson, who now plays for the Reds, was the number 1 first baseman in the country, according to Perfect Game. So everybody knew who he was, especially me as a first baseman. I knew who he was.
Yep.
He's taking batting practice in a cage next to me. And I remember talking to some of my buddies. We were watching him take BP because everybody's just kind of watching him because it's unbelievably impressive. I said, if that's what it looks like, I will never have a shot in this game.
Now, he was bigger and fat. Is he bigger than you, or he has just like a sweeter, or like a more pure swing or something?
He looks like a bodybuilder. He's 6'4", 225, just fast.
And you didn't think you'd get there?
No, at that moment, I'm like, yep. This is probably closing in.
Yeah,
probably go to college, play for 4 years, and then see what happens.
So when did you once you got bigger, you realized that you could do it? Like, when did you realize you could make or was it incremental? I
think it was just incremental. It was just as I got older, it kind of felt this is becoming more of a reality. I always wanted to play Major League Baseball, but never thought it was going to happen. It's just one of those things. I thought I'd go back to my high school and teach and coach the baseball team.
It's so funny people say that because sometimes it feels like it's the opposite.
Yeah.
For a lot of kids. I know some athletes, I've talked to enough athletes, like some people realize it right away.
Yeah.
Like I asked Greg, I was like, Greg, when did you realize you were special, Greg Jennings? And he's like, oh, like when I was 9.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Well, that's Bobby
He's like,
Witt.
yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
I knew when I was 9, like I was different. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, geez.
Yeah. Like Bobby Witt was almost groomed to be a Major League Baseball player.
That he was.
I mean,
Like,
his dad played for 17 years. He was better than everybody in high school.
once your dad's a major league,
He would never admit this. But like a lot of people would have looked at it as almost a failure if he never made it to the major leagues, which is a crazy thing.
Well, that's nuts. And the fact that he's so good, it's not just like getting
what
like,
he has done his entire life and career is insane.
wow.
Yeah.
All right. So you made it and you didn't feel like you had a ton of pressure on you. Since I'm talking to a bunch of baseball parents all the time and like these tournaments all the time. And so I'm not super intense, but you run across some
those are some of the most intense people in the world.
super intense. Yeah. And they just get into I think it comes from a place of, I don't know, like glass half full. I think it comes from a place of like real love and wanting your child to succeed. And
I think it's more ego.
And with a dash of ego.
My kid's better than your kid.
With a dash of ego, but you want your kid to succeed. And it's like really cool. I don't know how closely you follow like youth baseball, how much it's changed. But what do you, now that you're on the other side of it, is like a success story, or maybe this could be a question for your dad probably. What do you think is like, you know what, good advice is this and bad advice is that?
Well, I think the easiest advice, which I would look at as the best advice, is have fun. Because
so you think that's real advice? Because everybody says that, and I feel like it's like brushed aside.
It's something that my dad still tells me that I struggle with now because it is a job, and there's a lot of money on the line. There's a lot of stress going. But if you don't have fun, why are you doing it? That's how I've always kind of looked at it. And if you're a kid, you've got really no responsibilities in the world.
Yeah.
This is your time to basically just live and hang out. Have a good time with it.
So that's also Steve Kerr's big philosophy. That's a little bit of Phil Jackson, was like play with joy.
Yeah.
Which feels like a dressed up version of have fun. But like, are we playing basketball with joy? Yeah. And you watch how the Warriors succeed. They're really just like having a blast and playing really loose and not feeling pressure. And
it's like the chicken or the egg. It's what we talk about it a lot, is because a lot of it is financial when it comes to the major leagues, because you've got a group of players, the first 3-year guys that are trying to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the guys towards the end of their career that have already made money that are preaching that, guys, the money doesn't matter, which is easy to say when you have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to play free? Because some people will say, well, once I became financially free,
it's easier.
It's easy to play free. But you need to play well in order to get that financial freedom. So what comes first, playing fun, or are they just is it just the same?
It's fascinating. And what do you think the worst advice is, or the worst
try to
path
hit home runs as a child?
Really?
Like that would, the worst path for me would to become a showcase baseball player, and that's like the opposite of being a ball player, like I've talked about a few times today.
Yeah,
you're the guy who just tries to hit homers and BP. You're just worried about non-baseball things. Like I'm very worried that IQ of baseball players is going, like baseball IQ, not their legitimate IQs. I'm very worried that that's going down, because when I was a kid, up until you're about 14, you were playing in real games, trying to win tournaments, things like that. And then it became showcase, where you're just playing for college coaches and scouts, and it's getting younger and younger, which is scary to me. Guys are not learning how to play the game.
Like when we were talking about, shoot, I forgot the name of the guy who was supposed to wear one.
Tarang,
yeah. That you would never do that in a showcase.
Yeah.
But like that's the little things that like win games. There's also these reports, I don't know where I read this, like guys won't steal bases in script. Like, well, if I don't steal, I don't get thrown out. If I get thrown out, it kind of hurts my speed. If I just never go, it doesn't matter.
And that's where, as players in the major leagues and guys playing professionally, we're getting smarter in terms of the analytical piece of what do I need to do to increase my value to get paid?
Yeah.
And we're learning, okay, this is what teams see. I mean, front office guys don't hide from it. They look for specific things, but it's trickling down to youth baseball too, where it's less about, there's less older guys in the game coaching now than there ever has been. I think guys get burned out from the process of, why am I worried about doing this to increase my value instead of just like get the guy out or get the guy over. But if like one of the things I've said before is RBIs are important. However, a sac fly, you get the RBI, but you're 0 for 0. So you're 0 for 0, and your on base percentage goes down because it counts you as a plate appearance, which means your WRC plus, which is an analytical tool that they use to measure how you are compared to league average, becomes a negative 100, which is what you get when you go 0 for 1. So I just drove a guy in.
Yep.
That
Did
helps
your job.
That helps the team.
Yep.
We're now winning, or say we're up 1-0. Helped myself because I got an RBI.
Yep.
Except I didn't because they actually use, they'll look at that at the end. They're not going to look at it at the end of the season and say, well, look, he gave himself up for the team. They're going to look at it and say, well, there's 15 chances he could have hit a homer or hit a double, and he didn't.
Great advice.
So the great advice from a player would just be
have fun.
Have fun.
Don't try to hit home runs.
Try to win the game.
Try to win you know what? It's basic stuff.
Advice.
It's basic stuff.
Yeah.
These gosh darn showcases. I'm glad because my son still hasn't hit a home run. Don't tell anybody.
He can hit homers. Just have a good time up there.
Yeah, if it's fun to hit home runs, good. But if you're like,
home runs are objectively the most fun thing to do. But for me, if I try to hit homers, I don't.
Vinnie Pasquantino, thank you for this wonderful podcast. Stay tuned for our next podcast. Hey, I read a book. I need to tell someone about it.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.